We are live, but you guys know the drill by now. We got to let the stream breathe for just a second here. Make sure that everything is nice, stable all across the YouTube platform. What's going on, Broncos country? Welcome into this Denver Broncos Syndicate pregame show. Is this going to work? No, that is not going to work. That is going to have my phone fall like crazy. We're working with it here. We're trying to make do. I'm in a little corner of the stadium right now, as you guys can see. Hope everybody is doing awesome. First game at Empower Field at Mile High this year. I am so excited, man. It is good to be back. Starters are not going to play tonight for either team, so this is going to be a backup bowl, but there's still a lot to get from this game, so it's going to be a really, really exciting matchup. Kickoff, what time is it now? It's 6:21, so kickoff is in approximately an hour and 10 minutes, so glad you guys can tune in for this pregame stream here. We've already got a couple people in the house. We've got Keanu in the house. Yo, how's it going? Good to see you, Keanu. We got Ryan Warren in the house saying, I'm glad you're there, man. Yep, I am too, man. I'm going to be here for all of the home games this year, just like every other year, so super duper excited to bring you guys in-person coverage from these games. We got James, aka Doc JC, in the house. Good to see you, James. Hopefully you were doing well. Julian saying, I'll be there, man. Right on, Julian. Hopefully we can maybe see you out here. We got Mark in the house saying, following from Hawaii. Let's get it. Let's get it. Already got 18 people in the house. Let's freaking go. Let's go ahead and take care of some housekeeping stuff real quick, guys. If you can just do me a big favor, smash the like button on this stream as well as subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Those are both free and easy ways to show your support. It helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out, and it helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country just like you and me. Additionally, if you guys want to go above and beyond in supporting the channel, please consider becoming a channel member today. You can do so by clicking the link in the description below. It is not mandatory, but if you guys want to help improve the production quality of these videos and just help support the channel in general, help me get out to these games to bring you in-person coverage, please consider becoming a channel member today. Again, the link is in the description below. I know some of you guys are going to want to see the field. There it is. Specialists for both teams are out right now, so kickers, punters, long snappers. I imagine here pretty soon we're going to see some of the other guys take the field. This is not my view for today, for the record. We're just here in this little corner doing the show, but I will be nearby here, so got really good seats today. As far as some of the storylines that we're going to be monitoring in this game, obviously, like I said earlier, no starters, but this is going to be a big opportunity at positions like running back. We're looking at guys like Blake Watson. We're looking at guys like Jaleel McLaughlin possibly, Tyler Bidet, Audric Estime. All of these guys are going to be competing their ass off today in order to try to secure the RB3 and RB4 spots. I ultimately believe they will keep 4 running backs on the roster, and I still am going to maintain that Jaleel McLaughlin is a lock to make it. I think he fills a very specific role on this offense. He's that scat back. He fills that Darren Sproles role. So right now we're going to be looking at Estime, Watson, and Bidet predominantly to be battling for that 4th running back spot on the roster. We've got Ron Von Brunt in the house saying, get it, Gage. Good to see you, Ron. Hope you're doing well. Mickey in the house saying, go Broncos. James saying, keep it up, my friend. Absolutely. 77 in the house saying, in-person coverage. This is badass. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for tuning in. None of this would be possible if you guys didn't tune in, so really appreciate it. We got Crumble saying, what's up, Gage? Is RJ Harvey playing? I think RJ will play the first series or two just because the Broncos want to be able to rotate, I believe, 4 guys deep. So I think we might see RJ Harvey in action for a little bit, but it's not going to be for very long. We got Bomb Squad in the house saying, let's go Broncos. Bo Nix better show out. Bo Nix is not playing today. Again, like I said, no starters whatsoever. So Jarrett Stidham will start. We'll probably play most, if not the entirety of the first half. And then we'll see Sam Ehlinger and company in the second half. So yeah, that's going to be the quarterback rotation. I'm excited to see if Stiddy can build on his momentum. And I'm also excited to see if Sam Ehlinger can maybe make a case to make this team. Because as of right now, I don't have Sam Ehlinger making my 53-man roster. I think he's going to be on the outside looking in. In fact, I think Denver might look to maybe upgrade over Sam Ehlinger as the backup third-string quarterback. So we'll see what happens there. I do think it's very possible that Denver's going to comb the waiver wire and look for a new QB3. Keanu says, are you going to be live the whole game? No, unfortunately not. Not allowed to record the game, and my phone wouldn't survive that long. So We're doing a pregame show and we're doing a postgame show from the stadium. And then when we get back home to the studio, we'll be putting out some videos. Might go live depending on how late we get there. It's a very late kickoff today, obviously. We're not kicking off until 7:30 p.m. So depending on how things shake out time-wise, that's how much content we'll get out. Angel says, get some good film. Definitely will. WNC saying, watching from Asheville, North Carolina. Right on, right on. Hopefully things are recovering there in Asheville after the floods. Crumble says, I want a big dose of Pat Bryant today. And I think we're going to get it. Pat Bryant is probably going to be in line to see a good majority of the snaps in the first half. I think that we're going to also see a lot of the undrafted free agents get healthy work. Kyrese Rowan, Jerwan Newton, Joaquin Davis, all of those guys have stood out and made impacts. So I think that's going to continue in this game. Angel Rocha says, man, Blake Watson better show out. I want him on this team. Dad, I agree. I do too. Unfortunately, he's kind of had some rough practices, had the strong game against San Francisco, but the last two practices, including the joint practice with Arizona, is kind of an issue. Why does the NFL have to put our games as the very last game, making me wait all day? I know it, man. I don't like having to wait until 7:30, but at least our next game is going to be at 11 o'clock in the morning, so that's going to be a lot more manageable. And I like that too, because usually when the last preseason game's on at night, there's no use in even doing film study or anything on it, because by the time we wake up the next morning, half of the guys are going to be cut. So I do at least enjoy that we'll have the rest of the day to evaluate that game, and then we'll be able to have cuts happen the next day. Yeah, I agree. Joaquin Davis is a beast. Hope our inside linebacker, Corene Reed, gets a few picks. Reed played really well in the 49ers game. He stepped up quite nicely with all the injuries that the Broncos have at linebacker, so I'm definitely excited to see Reed for sure. Rodney, I do not know if A.T. Perry is playing or not. We will find out in due time. I imagine that the inactive list is going to be released, but wouldn't surprise me if we saw him, considering that he just came back and they want to get him a few snaps in there. DeAndre Witherspoon in the house saying the second teamers and third teamers are going to get some work and get evaluations. Yeah, for sure. And it's going to be a really good showing from them, I think. Hopefully Crawshaw booms some punts, Rodney says. I know that's one player who's going to be under heavy scrutiny in this game. Is Jeremy Crawshaw going to look better, considering that he's punting at altitude? I will say he looked really good in the practice before the joint practice, but after that, we just haven't seen the consistency, especially after the 49ers game. His very first practice of training camp, he kicked a 70-yard punt, but it's all about that consistency with ball placement and stuff like that, especially on some of the more advanced level punts. So, yeah, definitely looking at Jeremy Crawshaw to hopefully have a bounce-back day. In fact, there is Crawshaw right there. Definitely looking for a big day from him. As far as some other positions that I'm going to be keeping an eye on, we already talked about linebacker a little bit. Lavelle Bailey is also going to be in line to get some heavy work, so I'm going to be watching him. And then some of the other undrafted linebackers like J.B. Brown. They also brought in Garrett Wallow not too long ago, so I want to see if one of these other undrafted linebackers can step up and make a play. In the secondary, I figure this is going to be a big day for some guys like Chris Abrams-Drain. We'll see if Jaquan McMillan and Janae Barron get any work. I think we might see Barron early on, but again, we don't know the inactives as of right now, so I will keep you guys updated in due time as far as like guys in the secondary, but really excited to see if somebody else can step up and maybe make another pick. Chris Abrams-Drain had that really awesome game against San Francisco, and then obviously you've got your undrafted corners as well, just to see if maybe one of those guys can step up for you. They just brought in a new corner the other day, and he's probably going to play because of the lack of depth. Micah Abraham, he was formerly with the St. Louis Battlehawks of the UFL, so I imagine he's going to get some heavy work. Let me know in the comment section below, guys. Are there any other positions that you guys are excited to see? I think Savion Jones on the defensive line, that's a guy I'm going to keep an eye on. Malcolm Roach, I think he's going to play early on, so see if he can maybe generate some pressure. And then obviously you got your edge rushers. Jonah Ellis, Dondre Tillman, Andrew Farmer. All of these guys stepped up and played really well in the 49ers game. I'm excited to see if that will continue. I imagine we're going to see a good chunk of those guys early and often in the first half. Yeah, Q Robinson as well. And Q is a guy who hasn't seen a whole lot of playing time because of that injury, so definitely excited to see if we can get Q out there for this one. Again, not sure exactly if he's going to be out there or not. What's our obsession with white uniforms at home in the preseason? I don't know. It's something Sean Payton did in New Orleans, and I can understand it because the games are usually hotter, so you want to make the opponent wear the dark uniforms. I get it, but I still don't like it. Yeah, linebackers, absolutely. Pat Bryant, I believe he will play, yes. JG says more tight end play. This should be a big day for Caleb Lohner, the Broncos' 7th-round tight end. Also, Caden Priestcorn. He had a touchdown in that 49ers game, so I definitely am excited to see those two tight ends in particular. Merlot says, I think Bidet will impress today. He's going to get the opportunity. I think he's probably going to start today. Are we expected to run more outside zone runs? Yes, very much so. Denver is leaning into that scheme heavily. It's very apparent in training camp. Outside zone was actually their most called run concept last season, but I think those numbers are going to come up even more. They called outside zone 15th most in the league last year. I wouldn't be surprised if it cracks the top 5 up there with some of those Shanahan-style schemes that are predicated on wide zone. Yes, Estime is definitely playing, probably not until the second half, but this is going to be a big opportunity for Estime to see if he can make a case to make this team, quite frankly, because as of right now, I'd say that he's on the outside looking in. RJ probably will play to start the game. Benjamin Albright indicated that there would be some quote-unquote starters and first-teamers out there, so I imagine that RJ is going to be amongst that group. He also indicated that we might see Evan Ingram tonight, as well as Devon Vele, just so that way the Broncos are deep enough in their rotations. We have a few players out for the Arizona Cardinals. As of right now, it's just specialists for Denver: Will Lutz, Mitch Fraboni, and Jeremy Crawshaw. Yeah, I agree, Crumble. At this point, I would definitely say that Estime's on the outside looking in. I don't know if Sherfield's going to play tonight. If I had to guess, I would say no, just because he's probably already solidified his spot on the roster. There's no reason to play him and risk injury. So as of right now, I would say Sherfield no, and I definitely don't think JK is going to play today. RJ might, but I don't see JK playing. It's going to be a real big competition again at that back half between guys like Blake Watson, Tyler Bidet, Audric Estime. So see if one of those guys can maybe step up for you. PJ Locke, I don't know. I'm going to guess probably, but I don't know for sure. Bomb Squad says, I honestly believe the Broncos may sign Justin Simmons again. I don't see that. There's not a starting role for him, and I got to be honest, just looking at it objectively as an analyst, Simmons did not play well last year in Atlanta, and he didn't play well either in his last year in Denver. That's 2 seasons of putting out bad film, and there's a reason why Simmons isn't signed as of right now. I honestly think it might be time for him to hang him up, but yeah, it's tough, man. It really is, because Simmons was a great player when he was here. JK's a great pass blocker, had some nice reps in the Niners game. I definitely agree, and that's what he was brought in here to do, to be that third down pass protection running back. He's going to be like the jacked up version of Samaje Perine, or the jacked up version of what Javonte Williams was before he left. He's going to be that third down back for you, and I think he's going to bring more burst and explosiveness than either Williams or Perine did, which is going to be huge for this team. Simmons did always pick off Mahomes, and that was even true last year with the Falcons, but that still doesn't mean he was playing well. Gave up a lot of big completions. I mean, that game here in Denver, Simmons was terrible. Like, he was one of the worst players on the field for the Falcons. I'm not even joking. D-Rock, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yes, Rodney, I think Nick Gargiulo will play, and this is a big opportunity for Gargiulo because Ben Powers did not play well against San Francisco, and he hasn't really looked very good in training camp either. So I'm not saying that Ben Powers is going to get cut or benched before the season starts. Financially, it wouldn't be possible, but if we're at week 8 or something like that, and Ben Powers still looks like shit out there, then I would say Nick Gargiulo has the inside track to replace him. He has been awesome in training camp in the preseason. And Alex Forsythe, I got to give him some love, man. I thought he had a really, really strong game in that San Francisco game. This is going to be another big opportunity for him to maybe seal that backup center job. And It's kind of a similar case with Luke Wattenberg, where he didn't play well at all. I do think that Luke Wattenberg gives you a higher ceiling as a pass protector, and if you had to choose between having a better pass protecting center and a better run blocking center, you're going to generally choose the pass protector. So that's what does give Luke Wattenberg the edge over Alex Forsyth. But if Wattenberg goes out there and completely craps the bed again, we could see Alex Forsyth out there. So I would say that tonight is going to be a big night for him for sure. I don't think Powers is a cap casualty. You'd have to eat like double-digit millions of dollars in dead money, and I don't think Denver wants to do that, especially because they're just now getting that Russ dead money off their books. So I don't really see that personally, but you never know. It could happen. KAD's giving me young Chris Harris Jr. vibes. That's not a bad comp. It really isn't. KAD was one of my guys coming out of Missouri, man, and I was over the moon when the Broncos drafted him. It looks like that draft pick is panning out rather well. All right, Broncos country, we're going to go ahead and wind this show down. If you could just do me a big favor before we get out of here and smash the like button. Okay, we got guys taking the field. Let's go. Looks like running backs, return men. All right, guys are on the field for the Denver Broncos. All right, guys, be sure to leave a like as well as subscribe. Again, would really, really appreciate it. Also, if you want to go above and beyond in supporting the channel, please consider becoming a channel member today. The link is in the description below. And until next time, Broncos country, we will see you after the game. I'm your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.